good. Or negative 898, I mean. Let's see if I can find a way to generate some more income real quick. These guys need to have their fleet repaired. But for the time being, I could probably use them, yes, to raid this trade route, and that will generate a little income. So that'll minimize some of that loss there. And then as soon as I capture a couple of more provinces, we should have, which it looks like I can come right down here and capture Owari because the Oda intelligently moved their troops away from where they should be. Yes, so they can't get reinforcing troops. That was not real smart of them. I do have some decent retainers. I'm going to auto-resolve this because I just don't feel like messing with it, and I kind of think maybe the auto-resolve would probably end up treating me better than if I played it on my own, so let's see. Indeed, I think it did. And then I now have a castle from which to defend myself against this much larger Oda army, and I will start marching reinforcements in that direction. And that has turned my income back to the positive, albeit a very slight positive. +1 melee, +1 to command when besieging. Increase this guy's campaign movement range before we take off. And again, we'll start moving him towards Owari, just because we want to be able to back up that army there. And I think I can capture another province down here to further add to my income. And the reason my income's low is because I can't tax some of those provinces while they're in the process of kind of coming under my control. But that'll change, and then, of course, the more provinces I capture, the better it'll be, and then over time, the economic growth will kick in more fully. Wow, this province has got nothing going on here. We'll build a sake den, because that'll add a little income, the temple, and a market. And why not? I don't really think I need to build an encampment back here. It won't be too terribly helpful. I don't really think I need to build anything else. I'll probably save my money since I'm going to be scraping for money. And the reason why my income just went majorly down is because I trained some of these better units that now have higher upkeep. As I said, that's one of the disadvantages of using units of this type. I will try and bring these Bow Ronin down here, though, and put them into this army instead of those crappy matchlock units, and that would give this army a lot more power. Those matchlock units are junk. I don't know what these matchlock monks are doing. I need them to come down here. No, don't march through the stupid Shogun's lands, dummies. Alright, there we go. So I've got them routed to come around there. And I forgot I can go ahead and capture this province as well. That'll just further increase my temporarily meager income. Alright. I think that should be good for the moment. That should leave things where our income is in the positive at least. We're raiding that sea trade route, and again, if you take a look at my finances, once some of these provinces stabilize a little bit, it will help things out. So let's see if I move over there. Very high taxes, that'd be great. Whatever. I'll just let the computer keep going at it. It'll stabilize here in a few turns. I've done this kind of stuff before. Obviously, you can always do better. Plus, I could actually go to some of my provinces with that have better stability right now and just disband a couple of units. It's not going to be much, but the upkeep will help a little bit to get rid of a couple of these, as I don't really feel any particular threat here at the moment. I've only got a couple of units there. Probably disband a unit here. You can see that my income going up down there as I disband some of these units that I don't really need. Of course, I want to look at the province and make sure Shimosa, Musashi. Okay, yeah, it's happy here at the moment. There's just a few of these provinces that are probably still feeling some resistance to invaders effect, and they're not going to be real happy. I think Hitachi is one of the ones that's kind of upset. No, it is not. So I'm just going to cut these extra units, just like that. This army here is waiting to hammer the Takeda, and the Takeda aren't actually any immediate threat to me. I'm kind of thinking about cutting these matchlock units, just because I don't really need them at the moment. And once the Takeda attack me, then I'll worry about it more. There we go. So that adds more back to my income, just because I don't need those guys at the moment. And that town up there is safe. Alright, so there we go. Kind of stabilized your income situation a little bit. I think that'll help out. And I'll leave these matchlock units as a garrison in the city, although we probably don't need both of them, so I'll go ahead and disband one, because I have the 2 matchlock monks heading this way. Now let's go ahead and end the turn now that we've done a little bit of fix-up on our income. So you can see how the upkeep cost plays into all this. So again, for those of you who wonder why I don't use like entire armies of samurai or warrior monks and stuff like that, that's why, because I could do that, but I'm going to have fewer armies. And in this particular case, I need a larger number of armies. So I'm looking for the best possible balance between number of men and strength of arms. So it's kind of an interesting trade-off. Wow. So it looks like these 2 clans have both come to attack me in the castle. I doubt that I can fight off that many troops. Holy mercy, that's a lot of troops. I'll do what damage I can, though, so that I can do a follow-up with my reinforcing armies and put an end to this little resurgence of Oda and their pathetic pukish friends, who really have a whole lot of katana cavalry. So these guys are going to be pretty devastating, and a lot of sword infantry. Now, if my matchlock units weren't absolute crap, I would actually feel pretty good about this, but my matchlock units are absolute crap, and so I don't feel good about it. Anyway, see you on the battle map. Alright, let's go ahead and start this battle. The castle walls are still all damaged, which is going to even further reduce the effectiveness of my matchlock to blast these enemies before they get to me. Those are just spear units. See, a bow unit, a couple spears, a couple of bows. And here is the general units. Light cav and katonic, or just light cav out here. So they are approaching from all sides. I could have sworn they had a bunch of swords, but I do not see any sword units in this particular army. Must be in the reinforcing troops. Holy crap. How many troops do I have to fight off all at once? Now, this is something I don't get. If they can get reinforcements and have both of their armies on the field at the same time, yet if I had reinforcements, both of my armies would not be on the field at the same time. I'd only be allowed 20 units. So I don't really understand how that would be considered to be fair, because this is absolutely insane. Oh boy. Going to be interesting indeed. Well, I got Bo Ashigaru over here. Let's go ahead and start garrisoning up my units as best I can. This effort is going to be futile, but like I said, I'm going to fight down as many of these losers with me as I possibly can. Don't really know what that's going to actually end up being, but like I said, I'll do whatever I can. That's all you can ask me to do. Kind of frustrating, actually, this situation. I don't like being faced with a no-win situation like this. Of course, all my gates are broken, so they can just walk through if they so choose. I have one matchlock unit I have yet to garrison, as I am not really certain what's going to be a super effective place to put it, as I don't really have enough room on my gates. I guess I'll just put it over here. Okay. Let's go ahead and split my troops up a little. I want some infantry down every side of the castle. Let's put these guys through here. That way I kind of have some quick response force. And then I'll keep my swords in reserve. And my light cav unit, which they won't be a huge help. Anyway, there we go. I'll keep all those units in reserve so that hopefully we'll have kind of a well-balanced approach here, and that I can send reinforcements where needed. Again, I do not expect to win this, so we'll see what happens. Okay, I don't have bows in this vicinity. I think they're facing over here. Yashigaru. Looks like all the enemy troops are kind of bunching up over there together. Some of my bows opening fire. My matchlocks won't be able to open fire though until these units come up into the next level. And then I'll let them get about as many shots as they can take, and then I'll send sword troops up to the wall to try and fin them right off the walls. I think that'd probably be my best bet. Seems like your troops do better when that is the case. I wish this general had stand and fight. He does not. It would most certainly be helpful. However, I think with the numbers of enemy units here, I do not really believe that it's possible for me to win. As eventually they will just swarm me with the numbers. Please kill as many of them as humanly possible. Looks like I'm getting a few kills, but my archers aren't super well positioned there, but it's because I have my matchlocks, but my matchlocks reload so slow and their accuracy so poor because they're Ikko Ikki matchlock Ashigaru that I do not expect much. I actually expect that my bows will be a lot more effective, which is a good thing that I have them on this side then. Where is that other matchlock unit? I garrisoned it over here. It's going to be worthless over here. There is no bow threat from this side, so I think I'm actually going to remove these bows back to this point to lay down more fire on this side where the enemy is coming from in more numbers. I'll just let my matchlocks do what they can here, which is going to be, again, like I said, very little. But then I can at least get up here and try and take these guys out with my sword units. Yeah, one kill out of that entire volley. It's a good thing to know that I have competent men there. These guys are worthless. I'm just going to go ahead and withdraw them as there's no sense in even having them there. And I'm going to garrison this wall with some infantry. There we go, I'm thinking that'll help. Now hopefully the enemy takes a long time over here, because the longer they take the better, because I've got this tower, I've got my bows over there. Again, my bows are going to cause more damage. Okay, the enemy decided not to climb the walls over here actually. It's an interesting choice indeed. I wonder if they're going to simply try and come in through the gate or entrance through another direction. Some of them are doubling back now. I'm not really sure what they're doing. They might be going over here to try and capture this tower. Very odd indeed. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the AI is up to, and it's usually pretty easy to tell what they're up to. I'm going to start moving more of my infantry in this direction, since that's where the enemy is massing. They are capturing this tower. Again, unfortunate for me. They do have some bows firing at me, but I'm going to allow my bows to continue firing at their infantry, as their infantry is my #1 concern. And I want as many of them dead as absolutely possible.
The enemy have taken the tower!
These matchlock are worthless. They're just shooting at the dumb gatehouse. Okay, for some reason the enemy is standing still for the moment. See if we can defeat the enemy over here. Of course, I accidentally moved my troops from here, so now they're actually getting up the walls. See if we can stop that. I'll throw everything I've got in this vicinity against them. Even my matchlocks, which isn't saying much, but maybe by swarming them with numbers I can overwhelm them quickly. Let's take my general around over here. Darn it, my bow units got swarmed on the wall there and I didn't realize it. Not what I want. I'm just going to engage these guys with everything I got here. The more hurt I can put on them and possibly get a chain route going, there's a very, very remote hope that I might be able to pull something out here, but again, that's remote, and I don't necessarily actually expect much to turn up. Move my general around and save his abilities from what may be a critical moment. We do have a route there, so it's time to remove those men. I have a route over here. So I'm going to pull my men. Looks like the enemy bows are now just firing on me. And if I have any bows alive, I'm going to want to use them to return fire, which I barely have any alive. Yes, the fight is now in this vicinity. I'm going to rally my men and send all these men over here into melee combat. Get my general back away from there. See if I can pull my bows out over here to the side. Try and do something worthwhile with them. Doesn't appear I'm being rushed. So maybe if I focus my fight right here, if the computer keeps coming up piecemeal, I just might be able to stop them. Again, I'm not going to count on much here, but right now the morale is kind of working in my favor. There's a lot of computer units though, and they're pouring bow fire down onto my men, and that's causing a lot of damage to my infantry. And I really don't have any way to answer to that bow fire at the moment, as my bow units are kind of indisposed. I'll try and get them to attack over here. See what I can do. There we go. This has turned into a large fight indeed. I'm going to try and make sure that I've clicked attack orders and that my men aren't just standing there. Let's see if I can inspire one of my units here. The AI is firing at my general. Very typical. So I'm going to remove him from that vicinity. Place him just back over here behind this building. That should keep him out of the line of fire and keep his radius of influence still though on my troops for the most part. I do have men dying very rapidly. There's a lot of extremely well vetted katana samurai amongst my men here. My bows are probably having little, if any, effect over here. At the very least, I have caused quite a large amount of damage. However, if I lose the battle, the AI is very likely to get pretty much all of its men back. That's a typical happenstance. And it looks like the archers are following my general. Another typical AI move there. So I'm going to have to try and attempt to reposition him again.
Our entire unit has perished to my lord.
Not having my general in the vicinity of my army, though, is not helping my morale. These Katana Ronin blow. Look at that. They're in the top tier of a fortress, and that's all the kills they have. Well, that one's doing good. The rest of you suck. Get some kill on. Bunch of wieners. I'm going to throw my general into this too, just try and add anything I can in here. Of course, their archers have already targeted my general. I managed to kill several of his units. Looks like this is where my troops are going to die. These Katana Samurai are not even phased, unfortunately. I swear whenever I defend a castle like this is not what happens for me. But I, again, didn't expect to win this battle. I don't really understand how the morale of these units stayed quite so good when their general isn't anywhere near up here, but oh well. I'll go ahead and fight to the death, like I said, cause as much damage as I can, and then bring in a follow-up army to finish all these guys off. This will free up some of my income and everything. Alright, well I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward at this point. Let you see what happens here at the end. See, the enemy took heavy losses. But, like I said, I mean, this is an AI thing. They'll get almost all of their troops back. That's usually how that kind of thing works. So even though I destroyed a very large part of their army, they'll end up having taken very few losses. Alright, so it looks like I killed half of their troops. But I just realized something that's going to be very helpful. Yeah, look, you can see that they kept like pretty much their whole army, just like I said they would. It'll be retrained in 1 turn maximum. But what this stupid clan down here, this is their only province left, other than the fact that they just captured this, so I'll just go ahead and yoink that from them. Way to go, morons. You just left your home province unoccupied. It's always what a smart leader does. Alright. Tear that down and build my Ikko Ikki temple there. I forgot I meant to leave these Matchlock Ashigaru back here as a garrison. So I'll go ahead and start them marching back that way. Looks like my general ranked up. During ambushes, melee attack, I guess. Not going to be fighting any ambushes. Okay. Put those troops there. And I'll join these bow ronin up here. And although I don't have the best infantry, I've got quite a bit of bow strength with these bow ronin. So what I will do is go line up right down here on this bridge. And that'll make it to where these guys either have to go up and around or come fight me across the bridge, which I would be happy to accept such a fight. Let's go into the construction here. I got all the buildings I need to constructing. Take care of that. Army. Let's move out. And I will go ahead and move up here to take Mino. So now these 2 armies that are resisting are surrounded. And I'm going to take Mikawa from them right now as well. So they may have won their little temporary victory, but now I have them surrounded. And there will be no escape. They can try and be a nuisance, which I'm sure they'll succeed at. As they're quite good at it under all circumstances. But I now have them surrounded with a couple of armies at least that have some pretty excellent troops. So I will introduce them to Air's world of pain and suffering. Spared no expense, of course. Let's see. Looks like we'll be all set. Train some troops there. Alright, I think we are good to go for this turn. I think I've accomplished what I need to there.